Okay, so from the previous lectures, we know how to change the MAC address using these three commands by doing ifconfig lan 0 down, ifconfig lan 0 hw ether followed by the MAC address that we want to change our MAC address to, and then we do ifconfig lan 0 up, to enable our interface. We also learned how to execute system commands from Python using the subprocess module. So we're going to combine these two things and write a program that will change the MAC address for us. And then all we have to do right now is change ifconfig in here with the commands that we executed here. So the first command that we want to run is going to be ifconfig lan 0 down. Then you can actually do Ctrl D to duplicate the line that you're currently at. So I'm going to do Ctrl D right here. And as you can see, I have a new line exactly similar to the previous line. And in here we're going to do ifconfig lan 0 hw ether, and then input the MAC address. And let's set it this time to 00. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And we'll set it to 6, 6 this time so we can differentiate it from the previous one. And finally, I'm going to do Ctrl D again because I'm lazy. So it duplicates the line for me. And the final command is going to be ifconfig lan 0 up to enable the interface. And that's it. We're done. Very, very simple. So, very similar to what we did before, we're importing the subprocess module first and then we're using the same function, which is the call function, which allows us to run system commands, and we're on Linux, so we can run any Linux commands, and we know that these commands allow us to change the MAC address. We put the interface down first, then we set the MAC address that we want to use by doing ifconfig lan 0 hw ether followed by the MAC address. And then we do ifconfig lan 0 up to enable the MAC address. Now, if we execute this script from terminal, this script should change the MAC address for us, and we won't have to run these three commands to do it. So I can run it by going to run here and then run. But I actually don't want to do that. I want to run it from terminal because I actually like running stuff from terminal more, because I can run other commands and so that we can run ifconfig after it. And make sure that the MAC address did actually change. So I'm going to go to my terminal, and I'm going to navigate to where this project is stored. So in terminal I'm going to do cd, home, dark web association, documents, programming, Python, and by the way, you can just press tab as you're typing a command and it will autocomplete for you. So all I have to do is type pro and tab, and as you can see it automatically autocompletes to programming. Now if I do ls here to list all the files, you can see I have my Mac changer script in here. Enter on this script as usual. All you have to do is do python macchanger.py, hit enter, and this didn't show us any errors, so this is very good. This means that things did actually work. And now if we do ifconfig lan 0, you can see that our MAC address got changed to 001122334466 instead of 55. So this means that our code in here worked, and we managed to execute these three system commands through our Python script. Now I know what you're thinking, this is very simple. All we're doing is just running system commands. Doesn't really show the power of Python, but we're still at the very start of the lectures. I'm actually going to spend a little bit more time on this script to cover a lot of basics about Python programming. So in the next lectures, we're going to be building up on this very simple script. And as we do that, I'm going to teach you conditional statements, variables, regex, and more. And this is the style I'm going to follow throughout. We're going to be first of all, creating a script that does something useful, and then we'll build up on that. So this won't be the only script that we create, but we're actually spent some time working and adding features to this script, because as I add features, I want to cover Python basics so that I can teach you more advanced Python programming in the next sections and build more advanced Python programs.